Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This video right here, we're going to talk about this boost referencing for a carburetor. I did not know, when I first heard that term, I was like, what do you mean boost reference, you know? So I'm going to show you, first responder garage, when I was at No Name Nationals, he boost referenced his carburetor and kind of explained to me what it was. So it's going to be a short video, but let's turn around and show you what I'm talking about if you don't already know. Here we go. Okay, so here's what he did to the carburetor. All right, so from my understanding, since this thing has a supercharger or a blower, whatever you want to call it, this blower or supercharger is constantly pulling vacuum on that carburetor, so the carburetor vacuum does not fall low enough for the power valve to work. So, you know, the power valve's never coming into play in the carburetor, okay? Now, what he done was, I think he can, well, let me see right there. And I gotta do a little better job of sealing that since I'm back, but basically, he plugged the port in the bottom of the carburetor that pulls vacuum on the power valve. That way it just emits this blower or the supercharger from sucking that constant vacuum through to that power valve. Then he drilled a hole into that chamber where the power valve sits. And we took 5/16 brake line and we ran it. Yeah, you probably can't see it, but there's a port on this intake down below the supercharger. That way it's getting engine vacuum, not vacuum from the supercharger. So that vacuum will fall, hence engaging the power valve. So, like I said, according to him and some other stuff I've read, everything on this carburetor has got constant vacuum, right? Which is not good for the power valve. So that's basically it in a nutshell. We did notice when we was there at the race, when I was giving it gas, it was just barely squirting out the squirters up here. And he said, all right, let's take it off. So rounded up everything. He'd done that, and immediately when he'd done that, you'd give it gas, and the squirter size shot like 2 times better. That helped out a bunch. But yeah, that's something I didn't know. But the port I'm hooked into back here is the port for the gauge, the boost gauge. So I'm gonna have to tee off of that so I can put my boost gauge in. And I'm still not happy with the way all this is run, but we just done it like in a quick heartbeat. Well, it wasn't a quick heartbeat, it took about 45 minutes. But yeah, so she runs better. Now, since everything's changed, I got to redial everything. At the race, man, when we was messing with Dad, I had to take the darn distributor cap and stuff off, and that messed me up on a race with Buff because one of the spark plug wires didn't go back down on the cap good, and it was crossfiring. So I went from low 11s to high 12s. That's why he gapped me about 3 car lengths. But hey, we got it figured out, and I got that fixed, and I was ready to go again. So, but yeah, if y'all are putting power adders like this on, keep that in mind. I didn't do it myself because I didn't feel comfortable with it. When he was telling me on the phone how to do it, I was like, you mean I got to drill a hole in that carburetor? This is, you know, basically the only one I got, and I can't buy a new carburetor if I screw it up. Yada, 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 right? So anyway, that's boost referencing a carburetor. You're just taking it off of this thing, pulling vacuum through the carburetor and relocating that power valve vacuum hole to a place under the supercharger or blower, right? I think that's it. So, there you go. When you hear somebody say boost reference, now you got kind of an idea of what the heck they're talking about, because I didn't. But it was interesting watching him do it. I was nervous, but it was interesting watching him do it. All right, I hope you kind of got something out of that. I don't know. Like I said, quick, short video. There's not a whole lot to explain. But I think I found out why my choke flap ain't shutting. For some reason or another, it's in there a little bitty cockeyed. So I've got to get that fixed. But that's about it. Now, next video, we're going to talk headers. I just don't have time to do it today. That's the reason I decided to go ahead and shoot this one, and then we'll talk headers. For the 2.8 guys buying these 4-wheel drive headers. Well, like I said, hope you got something out of this. Hope it makes a little bit of sense. If you got questions, I can answer some of them, maybe, because I didn't, I understand the principle now. I did not understand that principle at the beginning when people was trying to explain it to me. But there you go. Hope you got something out of this. We'll see you on the next one. Everybody home safe, and watch out for the loose lug nuts.